People often look at me with disbelief when I tell them my age. "You're 92?" they ask, eyebrows raised, eyes wide, as though I've just told them I've flown to the moon. Then, as if that isn't shocking enough, I add, "And I still drive." That usually leaves them speechless. But what really stuns them is when I say I haven't been seriously ill in over 30 years. No hospital visits, no chronic disease, no endless pills to take every day. I live alone, drive myself to the grocery store, mow my own lawn, and yes, still take walks every morning before the sun has fully risen. What's my secret? No, it's not some ancient herbal remedy or a miraculous medical treatment. It's 5 simple, consistent habits that I've practiced every day for the last 3 decades. They're not revolutionary, but they are powerful. In this video, I'm going to share those 5 habits that kept me healthy, independent, and full of life well into my 90s. These are practices anyone, young or old, can adopt. I'm not special, I've just been consistent. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let an old man share a few truths time has taught me. I grew up in a different time, a world without smartphones, where a handshake was more powerful than a signature, and neighbors knew not only your name, but your story. Life was simple then, but not easy. I lost my father when I was 12. My mother worked 3 jobs to raise me and my 2 younger brothers. We didn't have much, but we had each other. I learned early on that health isn't just about eating your vegetables. It's about living with intention. As the years passed, I saw many of my peers succumb to illnesses and stresses that often came not from outside, but from within. Worry, isolation, lack of purpose, these were the silent killers. By my 50s, I made a decision. I didn't want to become a frail old man waiting for the inevitable. I wanted to be vibrant, mobile, and joyful for as long as I was alive. I observed elders who aged gracefully, took notes, and slowly carved out habits that would become the pillars of my well-being. None of it happened overnight. But over time, I noticed something remarkable. I had more energy than people 30 years younger than me. My doctor started calling me his miracle patient. But I'm no miracle. I'm just a man who listened to his body, honored his mind, and respected his time. Every single day, without exception, I go for a walk. Rain, snow, scorching heat, or biting cold, I walk. Not just to move my legs, but to move my soul. I believe there's something sacred about placing one foot in front of the other, with no particular destination. My morning walks are my form of meditation. I don't use headphones. I don't bring my phone. I just walk, breathe, and observe. I watch birds flutter through trees, leaves dance in the wind, and the world slowly wake up. It's during these walks that I process life, its challenges, its joys, its changes. I've come up with solutions to problems during these walks, remembered lost friends, and had entire conversations with my younger self. Walking keeps my joints limber, my heart strong, and my mind sharper than attack. It's such a simple habit, but the benefits are profound. The key isn't how far or how fast you walk. The key is that you do it consistently. That 30 minutes each day adds years to your life, and more importantly, life to your years. If there's one habit I'd recommend to everyone, young or old, it's this. Walk every day like your life depends on it, because it just might. Food is fuel, but it's also medicine. At some point, I realized that what I put into my body would either support my health or sabotage it. I don't count calories. I don't follow fancy diets. I just follow nature's menu. My meals are mostly plants, greens, beans, nuts, fruits, seeds, and a rainbow of vegetables. I cook everything myself. No microwave dinners, no fast food, no sugary snacks. I make hearty lentil stews, fresh salads, roasted root vegetables, and herbal teas. I eat meat maybe once a week, and even then, it's in small portions. I drink water like it's gold. My grandmother used to say, if you can't grow it, don't eat it. I've lived by that rule. And let me tell you, my digestion, skin, energy, and even mood thank me for it every day. I don't remember the last time I had a cold. My immune system is like a fortress because it's not fighting toxins from processed junk all the time. It's focused on real threats. Food can heal or harm. I chose to let it heal me. And that one choice, made every single day, has paid me back in ways I can't begin to count. This might be the most powerful habit I've ever developed. I stopped complaining. It didn't happen overnight. Like many people, I used to complain about everything. The weather, politics, my aching knees, you name it. One day, in my 60s, I overheard myself grumbling to a friend about the cost of eggs. I realized then that I sounded like an old, bitter man, and I didn't like it. I decided to make a rule. For 1 week, no complaining. Not even once. That week changed me. I realized that complaining doesn't solve anything. It doesn't change the weather. It doesn't lower the price of eggs. All it does is shift your focus to negativity. So I replaced complaints with curiosity. Instead of, why is this happening to me? I started asking, what is this teaching me? That small shift transformed my mind. My stress levels dropped. My relationships improved. I laughed more. I felt lighter. Complaining is a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken. The moment you stop feeding it, your world begins to change. Life isn't perfect. It never will be. But it's also beautiful, surprising, and full of small joys, if you're not too busy complaining to notice them. One of the most underrated habits for staying youthful is keeping your mind active. At 92, I still read every single day. It could be a novel, a newspaper, or even something online. Yes, I learned how to use the internet in my late 70s. I was curious, and that curiosity became my engine. I ask questions, seek answers, and embrace change. The world has transformed in ways I could have never imagined as a child. But instead of resisting those changes, I chose to learn and adapt. I've taken online courses, learned new recipes from YouTube, and even used email to reconnect with an old friend I hadn't seen in 40 years. Every day, I learn something new. I feel like I've added a day to my life. And here's the funny thing. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Many of my peers, who stopped learning years ago, became mentally sluggish. They lost their spark. But I've kept mine alive by staying mentally engaged, staying interested in the world around me, and most importantly, by never assuming I know everything. There's a humility in learning that keeps you grounded, and a joy in discovery that keeps you alive. If I could give just one piece of advice for lifelong health, it would be this. Don't live life alone. Human connection is the glue that holds our hearts together. Over the years, I've seen too many people retreat into isolation after retirement, after losing a spouse, or simply because they think they've outlived their usefulness. But not me. I've stayed involved. I volunteer once a week at a local community center where I help younger folks with career guidance and talk to teens who've never even met someone in their 90s. I mentor, I listen, and I share. It gives me a reason to wake up every day. When you feel like your life still matters to someone else, it ignites a spark inside. Purpose is not just something for the young, it's what keeps the old young at heart. Connection nourishes the soul, and purpose strengthens the will to live. Whether it's a weekly dinner with family, a daily phone call with an old friend, or even a chat with a neighbor on the porch, it all counts. You have to let people in. And you have to keep giving, even when you feel like there's not much left. Because in the giving, you find you still have so much to offer.